What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilkin. I'm coming back today with another Danmachi video. Now, we have a raid that is actually ending here in a little over 24 hours. You really need to jump on this. If you haven't already, now, I'm here to tell you, you have a little bit of time to still farm this. It's not the end of the world. And the nice part is this is one of those rare ones where, I say rare ones, it's the only second EX we've ever had. But unlike the prior EX missions, this one actually is quite feasible. So if you don't know what I'm talking about here, first things first, let's go into the challenge here. Obviously, we have the normal, the hard, the very hard, and the EX missions. Now, very hard is probably where the vast majority of people are going to be attempting their runs. And that's not bad. It pays out pretty well. It's not quite the same, though, as the payout for the very hard. Or I'm sorry, for the EX. EX pays out a full 500 points per run. So if you click here, you see up there, it went from 50 points to 500. Whereas this pays out, I think, 300, 200, even less. So if you're looking to farm this properly, you really should be at this rate running the EX missions. Now, basically, to take on the EX properly, you just need a really respectable win team. And I'll show you here the runs that we did just a few minutes ago that were just really highly effective and actually shockingly fast. Like, once we got this down to a repertoire, this was stupid, crazy fast. Now, right now, you can see I only have one ticket up above, but I do have several runs I need to do still. And a lot of this just comes down to I've had, during the holidays, I've had my own stuff that I've had to deal with. But I'm sitting on about 6,500 points. The real treat here comes at 10K. And you do need to be farming this to about 10K. So let's go down here and check this out. So as you go down here, there are Irish rewards. You get some of the camouflage lamps. You get some Valis. I've already passed up all the Irish rewards, I do believe. So as we get down here into about 10K, you'll see here that there is a dupe for Lead. Basically, our only free-to-play unit we've ever gotten. And he actually, on paper, looks like he's going to be pretty substantial, pretty good. So, and I wouldn't be surprised, once all the dupes are out, he's probably going to be viable for whatever next raid and next big events are coming in at that point in time. So you really do want to get as many of these as you can right out of the gate. So 10K at 500 points is about 20 runs, which sounds substantial, but it's not the end of the world. Because as I said before, if you kind of go out here and you go up here, let's see, I just need a few more tickets, so I can just buy every ticket I need at about 30 Sealess a piece. While on the face of it, that seems fairly expensive, even though you only have about 24 hours left. Number one, if you do these runs right, they're real fast. Number two, remember, every piece of Alice you're spending is towards a unit. And I know that it kind of defeats the purpose of them being free to play a little bit. But if you're using your free to play Sealess, I'd argue against that. A. B. Sealess paid here is about the best value you're going to get for your unit. Think about it. When you spend 2,800 Sealess for a pull, you are not guaranteed a unit. This is not Danmemo. This is a whole new circumstance. Having, I think in the last raid, I think I spent 1,300 on the very hard missions. If you're able to do the EX missions here, you could spend even less than that. And, all of that for a guaranteed unit is a phenomenal value. So let's go ahead and jump in. Let's do a couple runs, and let's check this out. So we're hopping in the raid now, and I will say, first things first, this EX is way easier than the EX was before. Like, leaps and bounds. So what I'm going to do here is, first things first, whenever I get my unit to respawn, there we go. You don't want to get into that red spot there. You want to wait for that to happen. Now, I've got Otaro, who's A3, so when I do my skill 2, everyone will kind of get a boost. Everyone's going to get a big shield boost there, and then I'm going to use Harmonia to kind of knock down their damage. And then I'll switch into, I forgot to drop the item with Otaro, so I'll switch into Bell. And I'll just start using Bell as a DPS. Drop my item there so we can just spam these specials. Spam his alt like constantly. You see how often it comes up. You probably hear me frantically clicking because Bell's just in the middle of doing like literally anything but. But look how much their health just absolutely melts away. Oh, come on. Come on. There you go. Unfortunately, my item kind of wore off there. Now, in this situation, normally you would think I would want to use Otarl's special, but the reality is if I do that, it's going to kind of knock one of them around the arena, and keeping them in close proximity just helps us annihilate them that much faster. So, there we go. And while I would normally want to charge Bell's skill 2, just spamming that special takes them down like an absolute boss. It does help to keep Harmonia's skill up, but I find that for me personally, hitting it once there at the beginning is more than enough. Now, my Bell is not A3, so he's not getting the boost from that, or he's not getting the heal from that, but nevertheless, it's still a viable tactic. So if you haven't been beating this EX mission, drop that Otarl skill 2 at the beginning. Make sure that everybody's got a Bell for a DPS. It helps a lot if you have maybe a Haruhime or another Harmonia on the team for some healing. But if your Bell is A3 or better, you'll be getting some auto healing out of that, which is super nice. Let's run and do one more of these just for funsies here. So we're back at it here with attempt number 2. Let's go ahead and, I'm going to stand back just because I don't want to get bodied by that blast. There's unfortunately no real way to kind of take them down, at least not reliably, there in the beginning. So I don't like the prospects of just running in. There's an argument for it with Otarl. At least he can like kind of eat the damage. But I'll be completely honest here. Ooh, we got knocked out. That's not great. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can knock them down and get an ult out here. The only downside I've got with my Bell, since my Bell is A1, is that he unfortunately does not get healing. But we do have a lot of shield going on, and I could swap into Otarl and even get some shield, and I could swap into Harmonia and get some healing. So, at the end of the day, it works. It's just not preferable, and I'm obviously just not able to produce on the same level as these other guys. Oh, don't do that! I meant not... I didn't mean to do his special. It's unfortunate. We'll give everyone a big boost here. We'll do that. And Bell's got his specials, so we'll go ahead and swap into him and knock this guy down. I kind of made a mistake there. I didn't mean to do Otarl's special. It's just the muscle memory of trying to... As soon as you see it up, you do it, right? Like, sometimes it's not even a thought. But it worked out in our favor. We still cleared it, soundly. Just, I goofed. But nevertheless, guys, it's really not hard with this team. And I don't honestly know whether the win team is just that good, which the answer is, yeah, kind of they are. Or B, if they've kind of nerfed this a little bit because the last event was just that hard. But either way, if you've got a really solid win team, like I said, my Bell's A1. He's not even great for this. He's just tolerable for this. So if you've got a really good win team, if you've got the Anniversary Bell, if you don't, he's actually running right now. It's a great time to go get him. If you've got Harmonia and you've got Otarl, you could build a stellar team. Just remember, use Otarl's skill 2 from time to time to kind of rebuild your shields. Use Harmonia to kind of heal and build up that special. And you should be very well good to go. I even did this with an A0 Bell before I did my upgrades. So, should be pretty straightforward. Like, share, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll be back with more soon.